Hello and welcome to part 4 of the series on the HR Copilot Studio application. So as usual, a short agenda. First I will try to introduce what we have done in the previous parts in case you missed them. Then we will have a look at master data, so there's a typo here, and job applications, and then I will give you a summary and outlook for the fifth and last part. So let's get started. Introduction and overview. So what did we do in the previous post? We had a look at business travel, holidays, sickness, working time, and how we can interact with Copilot to give us answers for questions that we have. And today I would like to show you master data, how you can change master data of an employee in an ERP system. And then of course we also want to compare job offers and applications. So let's get started. Again, to keep it short and simple, I have here my bot as usual. Then on the right hand side, I have here questions that you can answer against the bot. And then I have two buttons that navigate to separate sites where you can change the name or the address. Okay, so that's it. And then the second part that we will cover is this part here where a candidate can send his CV and we compare it with the job offer and then get a recommendation. And of course, I did not invent this myself, but kudos to April. If you want to see what she has done, you can find it here. I used a similar approach, but uploaded documents, extracted information and so on. So it's a bit different, but the idea is similar. Okay, then without further ado, let's jump to my demo system and have a look at how this works. Okay, we start again here in my Power App. And the first thing I want to show you is the employee master data change that we can initiate here from our bot. So what I have here is basically the opportunity for users to ask questions. So for example, if you have no idea how to incorporate or make a name change or address change in your ERP system, in my case it's Dynamics 365 Finance, but it can be any other system, then you can ask a question here and then you should get an answer how to implement this. This is basically it makes use of Microsoft Learn and hopefully finds an information how we can make a name change in our system. So let's wait here for the answer and then we should be ready to make this. So here you get a text, or depends on what you are asking for, you can chat with the bot how to do things. And now here I have two elements. They are basically the same. The difference is whether there's an approval and upload included or not. So maybe let's start with the address change just to show you quickly. So I select here the company and here the email address of my user. So that's something you need to enter. Then I have here a part that displays me, for example, the address of this user. And then, if I want to change something, let's say I change here the number, then I submit it, and this will basically initiate a flow. And the flow will then ultimately change the address of this employee. So let's have a look, not at this one, but Lucas, I think was the name. So it was not this one. Let's scroll down a bit and see if we can find this user. So it was this one. So this was Lucas. And if we are here, we have to wait a bit until the flow is completed. And then after a while, you should see that this address changes. It's a very simple flow. So now the address is 202. And that's it. So basic Power Automate flow that is behind here. Also here there will be an update. So here you see the information. Now if we want to make a name change, let's say of this person, then you see his current name, and maybe you say, okay, his middle name has changed to Gerhard. Now if you want to make a name change in some countries or regions, you need a picture. So I select here a picture, so you can just select something here. Basically a certificate where you basically prove that your name has changed. maybe let's use this one, looks funny a bit. Then you upload it, and this is uploaded to a SharePoint site, so that you have a kind of proof that this name has changed, so that everything is correct from a legal perspective. And then this button starts another flow that implements this name change from Tobias to Gerhard. It will take a while because I did not implement it in the fastest way. And the other thing is that for the name change, I implemented a flow that needs an approval. So here, my system administrator, he gets an email. I say, okay, here's the old name, here's the new name, approve it. And once this is approved, then the name change will occur. So let's quickly double check that. I think the name was David, that his name changes. This is Julia, and then further on top, we should somewhere find David. So currently is still the old name, but once the flow is completed, then the middle name should change. So now you see it's Gerhard, and that's basically what this site is doing. So after a while, you should also see an update here in this, but it might take a while. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to show you with the employee master data. So let's go home and then go to job offers. So what did I do here? You already see the runs from my last thing test. So I uploaded a document here. So this is basically the job offer. I found this one in LinkedIn. It's a Microsoft job offer. So if you want to apply as a principal product manager, just read this. I think it's for security or something. And then I extracted the text. So I uploaded it here to SharePoint, that we have a file that we can read from. And then I said extract the text. For this extraction, I used a flow similar to the one that we used in the previous post. Very much the same. So if you do not know how to extract that, have a look. Later on, I will show you how this is set up. Then I take the CV of the candidate. I also said, okay, extract the text. So we have plain text here. And then I said, okay, compare this application. So you just press a button. And after a minute or so, you should get a comparison whether this is a good candidate or not. If we scroll down or somewhere, I have an evaluation. Okay. So this candidate has 2 out of 5 points. Maybe not the best candidate, but well, at least I get a second view on the candidate and whether this candidate fits the job offer. Okay, so after this demo, let's have a look at how I set this up. And first thing is, let's have a look at how we did the thing with the master data update. Of course, I created a flow. Let me find this. So here is the name change, and here I have the address change. So they are basically the same. The difference is here is an approval step and here not. So maybe let's take the easier one, because what happens is it's basically a flow that is triggered from a Power App, and then we just make an update on a record in finance and operations. And of course, you might know that you need some information to identify the user. So what you need is something like personal number, company, employment ID, and then the new address details. And this information is then used to update my record. I hope it does not take too long to open this. And then I give a feedback. Okay, the address has changed. And that's it basically. I will not wait until, okay, now it's here. So here is the information that you need. And then further down, I update here the city, zip code, and whatever you have. And the same applies for the name change. The only difference is that there's an approval step in between. Okay, the other thing where we compare the CVs is a bit more complex. What did I do here? Well, I have a couple of flows where I upload things. So for example, I upload the job offer. I upload the CV. What does it do? Well, it's basically this button. Let's quickly check. If I press this button, the upload flow starts. So for example, this one. And then it just takes the file that I selected and uploads it to SharePoint. That's it. Why? Because I want to have also a proof audit. And then you can see, okay, that's it. And then I give a feedback. Okay, it's uploaded. It's complete, which updates a kind of variable. And then once it's uploaded, next step is to extract the information. So for example, I have here the job offer text. That's what I'm extracting, and this is a flow that is very similar to what we used in the previous posts. So if you remember what we have done before, where we take the PDF, extracted the text, and then put it together as a text file. So that's basically the extracted text. And then we respond to this and give the extracted text back to the element here. So this is the text that was identified. And that's what I'm doing for the job offer and the CV of the candidate. And once I have that, then I'm ready to do the comparison. And that's the important thing, because this makes use of this AI plugin. So here I compare CV and the candidate. So let's double check that, how it works. And it's also a very simple flow. Let's wait here. So I basically start it, then I hold the text from the job requirement, I hold the CV text, and then I'm using here this prompt, where I say, okay, compare this and this. And then I give a response. And this prompt is this one here. So where I say, okay, you are a recruiter, compare the CV text with the job offer. That's basically similar, very similar to what April did. So if you want to compare it, then check out the video that I shared before. And that's basically then the outcome that is shown here. So very simple elements. Okay, so that's it what I wanted to share with you. As mentioned in the last part, we will have a look at onboarding. But for today, I would like to thanks for watching and listening. And before we close this, let's go back to my PowerPoint for some closing remarks. Okay, after this short demo, let's have a look at what we are going to do in the last part. In part 5, I want to show you how to onboard employees, and then we will make a short summary of the different things that we have seen. So that will be part of the next video. But for today, I would like to thank you for watching and listening, and then see you next time.